Alright, so at the end of every year, I like to compile the top 10 best and worst characters that released the year. Actually, this year I really wanted to make a ranking every character that released from worst to best, but I've been sick this entire week and it doesn't look like it's going away. I don't know what I have, so I can't make a video like that. It's just too much brain power being used. In any case, this year I'm doing a little bit early before the new December festival because honestly I just know he's gonna be number one. If he's not, I'll be very disappointed and I'm gonna be a little I'll find that a little bit weird, but I just know he's not gonna be number one, so there's no need for that. And for this top 10 best list, obviously when you rank like this, there's gonna be some recency bias. It's pretty obvious the new festival Elizabeth, where is she, is gonna be better than a character that came out in like January or February. Like, she just came out. But I wanted to still have some recency bias, of course, but try to make it where I also look at a character at their peak more than how they are now at this current very second. At their peak, how dominant were they and how long did they dominate the game, I think is also a metric that I'm including here on this list. So if you're like, wow, I can't believe you ranked this character above this character, keep in mind I'm really looking at, man, this character, like let's say Tyr. Tyr is kind of bad right now because Goddess team, like you cannot do anything against Goddess team with Tyr, but like you cannot tell me that Tyr shouldn't even be on this list because of that. Because like at this very second, he's not the best thing ever. Dude, come on. Like he was the guy for like so many months, pretty much the entire year. So I just want to make that warning before you say, before you think that, right? Any case, let's start with some honorable mentions I couldn't include in the video, but I really wanted to. Ghislaine is an honorable mention. I think she's very good. I have also as an honorable mention Red Freya, mainly because of her relic when it came out, obviously was very relevant. And she was super good for dog farming at that point as well. I think as a character that I use so much, I wanted to make her on the list as well. And my fave that was in the festival this year, Roxy. Couldn't include her in, but very strong character, very fun character, stuff like that. But with that out of the way, let's start with number 10, which might even catch some people by surprise. They even include her in here. LR Liz. I am including LRs, yes. I did not include like relics. Didn't Nash's relic come out this year? No, it was last year, right? I don't include relics, but I did include LRs because I think it's enough of a change to the character that it's worthwhile. And LR Liz is... Can I still say this? Yeah, I think I can. She's the best PvE character in the game. So I think she deserves to be here. PvP is still the main focus of the game as a whole. Like, you can tell that like pretty much everything in the game, like every PvE activity is a method of getting your character stronger for PvP. Like, the whole game funnels itself into PvP, and the best rewards are in PvP, but you gotta do those PvE activities, and LR Liz is the best. Number 9, I have LR Escanor. I was not gonna put him in here, and instead I was actually gonna put Roxy. But I felt like objectively I should put LR Escanor. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. In any case, very strong character, was meta, but for not that long, you know, and how I mentioned, right? I am looking at, you know, how long were they, you know, dominating and stuff like that. And LR Escanor was dominating. He was for a little while. And, you know, at the moment, you can still actually use him. Like, if you go up against Goddesses with Escanor, you can put up a fight. Like, a lot of teams that were meta this year, at the very second, cannot. Like, Unknown, if you use Unknown against Goddesses, you're gonna lose. But LR Escanor can still do it, and that's why I think he deserves to be in the top 10. Number 8, I have Hell. Against my better judgment, I actually wanted her to be erased out of my memory but she was very good, and she was meta for enough time that I put her in here. Don't like this character, don't like anything she stands for, but can't deny, character's good. You know, just because I don't like the character doesn't mean I can't acknowledge that they're good. Like, best example is Goddess Liz. Hate the character, hate the concept of the character. Have to acknowledge when she came out, she was number one best in the game. And Hell was definitely meta for quite a bit. Not because it was kind of recent. You might think, oh, that was quite a long time, but it wasn't really. And, you know, it's pretty good. But I still put my bad sentence again, sick. Head is foggy and stuff like that. Still put my boy Lost Vein Meliodas above her at the, what was this, 7th spot? Numbers. At the 7th spot. I think that what he brought in, being the first LR, also has its merits, but that's not why. He is a character that was meta for a long time in multiple teams. And that's something that also I account, you know. Like, he was meta for the Sin team when Bond came out, and, you know, got the DN Relic. And Demons as well. Like, he was meta on the Demon team, although you could argue for Purgatory Melee to be better, which, by the way, Purgatory Melee is not on this list. He came out last year. He came out 29th of December. I'm not counting him in. But if you want to count Purgatory Melee, I mean, he would be kind of like, kind of at the top of the list. I still wouldn't have put him number one. In any case, Lost Vein, I think for what he did this year, he deserves to be above LR Escanor, above Hell, but not so above the other characters. Like my boy Bon in number 6, I was kind of considering putting Bon at number 3, actually. But I had to think of some, you know, other factors. The main factor that really put me down on this character is this. I do not like characters that have increased abilities on their ultimate. He is a different character. Like, you cannot deny. He's a different character at 1/6, just 6/6. It became better after his buff, but still, like, as a DPS, you can so reliably use him. Even in the current meta at 6/6. Like, he's so strong. But not so much at 1/6. And that's really, that really sucks. That really sucks. That really puts it down for me. But he was meta for so long. Multiple teams as well, just like Lost Vein. You know, he was meta on the Sin team and in the Human team. And I think to this day he's meta. So, but that goes to show, like, Bon is number 6 because this year we had some crazy units. And I kind of, again, was thinking of putting him number 3, but I think some other characters deserve it more than him. This is where it starts to be a little finicky. I know some people are going to be pushing back against this, but I have Albedo number 5 because she's kind of recent. It definitely sways my opinion. But she's current meta in some teams, and even against goddesses as well. Like, you can still use her against goddesses. That's just how strong she is. The design of this character is so good. And I think she's single-handedly made unknowns meta. Like, unknowns were good, but they were so on the decline. Like, they were about to be off. And then Albedo was like, nope. Like, she's so strong. And I think that she's the type of character that will be relevant for a long time still. Like, characters like Hell, she's not relevant at the moment because of goddesses, but she can come back. Like, she can. If we go off of a meta that has cleanse, then yeah. But that's the thing. Like, are we gonna go off of a meta that has cleanse? Like, what's to tell me that the new Meliodas is about to come out doesn't have cleanse? And what's to tell me that the next festival doesn't have cleanse? Like, that's the issue. But Albedo doesn't have a restriction like that. I think that she's gonna be meta for time to come in like a few times during the next year. Like, I believe so, because she just has really good design, she's a really good tank, and she's a really good taunt character. So for longevity, I think this character deserves to be top 5, but you can argue with me if you want. When I tell you that the number 4 placement has some recency bias, you might think, well, that makes no sense. Myel came out in February. How is there recency bias? He's meta right now. Like, he's meta at this current moment. He is the top team. Like, Myel, the new Liz, and Margaret are top team. And you might be shocked I did not include Margaret in this list. Just like how I said, I have other factors I'm including, not just, are they meta right now? Even though Margaret just got an LR, and I am including LRs, her LR form is so negligible that I don't count. Like, I think that Margaret would have still been meta, regardless of being an LR, so I don't think it really matters. If you want to slot in Margaret alongside Myel, because technically they're both current meta, sure, but her LR didn't make much of a difference for the case of her being meta or not, so I'm not including. But Myel, very good design character that was very poorly treated. That's just how it is. Like, this character had such good design. He was a character that was all about his team and made his team do so many insane things. Like, your whole team can't be stat lowered. You know how big that is? It's huge. Like, so many good characters stat lower right now, including the new Bond, that we just talked about on the list. Tier, can't think of any others, but in any case, like, this is such an amazing ability, and he also just gives him damage reduction. Like, he's all about his team, and he himself is super, super strong, but he got almost no time to shine. Has sunshine? It got almost no time to shine this year because he was so poorly treated. We got that Green Ludoxiao, which, spoilers, may or may not be the #1 worst character they've released this year. We just got a bunch of terrible things for goddesses, or nothing at all. Until, like, now. Until LR Margaret, which, again, barely an improvement, but I guess. Until the new festival is. Like, Myel was just poorly treated, but he was such a good design character, and he was meta even with what he had, man. That's just how good he was. For a character that released in February, being meta right now as well, I think you could have argued for him being #3, but I gave #3 to Elizabeth. Again, you might be like, you're stupid. She is the current best unit in the game, and I would not disagree. She is the current best unit in the PvP game. PvP, yeah. She's the current best unit in the game. But I wanted to be the least recency bias and look at the overall picture. This character is going to be meta for a total of a month. And then the new Myel is going to come out, and she's probably not going to be as meta. I don't think she's going to be completely kicked off the game, but I think that the highest probability thing that's about to happen is she's not going to be as good. She's going to be not as dominant. So I didn't want to slot her in the #1 because of that. But like I just said, she is the current strongest character in the game. Not to be surprised, she's the most recent festival. That's what festivals do. They're the strongest character at launch. And that's just how it is. But she just hits hard. Like, she has other stuff going on, like the ult gauge removal and the stun. But her core utility is hitting hard. And that's cool. I like that. Also, I didn't want to put her #1 because she is a pay-to-win character. At 1/6, she kind of sucks. But at 6/6, dear lord, is that revive annoying. 10 turns of revive and then damage reduction, but at 1/6, you got, what, 3 turns of revive and no damage reduction? Dude, I cannot put a character that is legitimately, like, dupe pay to win at #1. Just like I took some points off Bon, I'm taking some points off Liz. Tier is #2. I talked about in the beginning of the video. No recency bias. Obviously, he's completely unusable right now because goddesses completely destroy his whole kit. But come on, dude. He was meta like the whole year. Like, the day he came out until Liz launched, he was meta. There was no point in time in this entire year since his like launch until Liz that he wasn't meta for a single day. This dude is insane, and he's not even a festival. Really considered #1 spot for him. You, like, again, recency bias, Liz is stronger. Shut up, dude. Tyr was clapping cheeks the whole year. Like, how long was this guy dominant for? He might have had the longest stretch of dominance in the game's history. Maybe Purgatory Bond had it longer than him, but like, dude, Tyr is insane. Insane. Still is. Like, as soon as goddesses are irrelevant, Tyr is going to be usable again. Like, that's just how strong he is. So, I don't know, man. I really wanted to put him number 1, but I felt it wouldn't be, I felt like it wouldn't make sense. Because I actually think DK deserves number 1. I think DK is number 1. Again, overall picture, right? Think about how dominant DK was, and he's still meta. Like, at the current moment, there are still meta DK teams, not demons. You kind of have to choose like weird stuff. You have to choose like Liz with him and stuff like that. But he's still meta. This character made people quit the game. Like, that's how strong he is. Insane kit with the damage cap, with the in fact that also lowers crit resistance and crit defense by 40%. Stupid. The cleanse, there's like a ticking time bomb on this character. If you don't kill him in 2 turns, you get wiped. There's so much stuff going on with this character that is so dumb that I think it would be disingenuous to not put him as the number 1 character that came out this year. Again, remove recency bias. Obviously, Liz has a stronger kit than him, I think, at the current moment. But that's arguable. I think Liz is a better team than him. But DK might be about to come back. New Myel is about to come out. And they're going to be able to run together because the new melee is called Demon King Melee. But it's just a title. Like, it's just melee. Right? So they're going to be able to be run together again. And hey, he's about to dominate again, probably. Like, this character is not going to be off of a demon meta for God knows how long. Like, he just does too much. Absolutely too much. So, for me, as the unit that represents this year, I think it's DK. I think so. You look at any other character that came out this year, there's not as relevant and as stupid of a character as DK. Maybe Tyr. But Tyr is not a semi-decent character, so I don't I don't want to say that he represents the year. Kind of sad, right? Original character representing the year. In any case, let me know what you guys think. Let me know your list. If you want to have like a recency bias list, then do so. But I want it to be like a big picture thing. As someone that played the whole year, I had the opportunity to see all these metas unfold. And I do not back down. I think DK is the number 1. So that's about it.